Hey, how you doing, YouTube? In this video, I'm going to show you how to change the oil on a 2018 Toyota Corolla. I'm going to show you how to take away the maintenance light also when it turns on, and the tools that I use personally. And I mean, you could buy a lot of these tools in Walmart, and it's going to be really cheap. But how I do it at my house, I believe every man should know how to change their own oil in their car. This is my wife's car, so this is not my car, but um I will be doing her oil change. Why spend money when you can do it yourself? So the items needed, of course, it's gonna be the oil. This car takes 0W20. Okay, so I just bought this at Walmart, pretty cheap. I think it's like $20 maybe. And the oil filter. This is the oil filter it takes, so bought at Walmart. Pretty cheap, like I said. Also, you're gonna need a few tools. I always use a pair of gloves. You don't have to. I just easier to clean my hands afterwards. Of course, you're gonna need some tools to take out the part in the bottom. I think this one's a 17, but I don't know. I'll check. You also need to take out a tool to take out the filter. Bought this at Walmart. Just grab your you grab your filter. Let me see if I can take this one out real quick. You grab your filter, you go to the aisle, you see if one matches, and once it matches, that's your filter remover part. So yeah, it's simple as that. That's how I did it, and let's say you should do it. And of course, you're gonna need, I also bought this at Walmart, you're gonna need a place to put your oil in, and then I show you what I do to remove it. Or for this particular car, you need a jack because it's too low to the ground for you to get underneath it. So I just use this jack that I bought at a parts store that I keep with the car at all times, and I use that to bring it up. I'll show you where to put it and everything, okay? And then we'll go inside and change the maintenance light. On this part, I'm going to show you where to set your jack up. This is how I do it. There's different ways of doing it. So this is just what I do, okay? You don't have to do it like this, but this is the way I do it, all right? If you know a different way, you can do it a different way. Usually, I look for this part right here that has like two at least on this car. If it's a truck, you know, you use the metal frame, but this one doesn't have a metal frame. This is used to put the car jack, the regular car jack that comes with the car. So that's the same thing I use. So I put it right here. You're gonna see like two little latches. All right, that's where you're gonna put the jack. If you want to know, I forgot to put it in the beginning, but I use another tool. Just because since you're gonna be underneath the car, I don't trust the jack, so I use a stand with the jack itself also. I'll show you the stand in a little bit. And with this one, you don't have to lift it too high. It's just enough for you to be able to get underneath the car, okay? Just lift it up. I've also put the emergency brake on the car, just another precaution, okay? Just keep on going up, just enough. So you need the jack. This is gonna be the jack, okay? I use a 2-ton jack stand, alright? So I just put it, I'll show you real quick where I put it. It's gonna be right underneath. You're gonna see a screw right here. Right there, yep, that screw right there. Right here. That's where I put it. Just because it's a really solid area, okay? And I put it there so just in case the jack fails, I could have an extra safety, okay? If that jack fails and it goes down, it's gonna stop that, the jack stand will stop, at least for me to get out of the way, okay? For the next video, we're gonna go to the hood and I'm gonna show you how to open the hood, okay? When you're in the front of the car, okay, there's a little latch right here. This little latch lets you open the hood. See, it has like a little drawing of a hood, car with a hood opener. So just pull it and it should pop the hood. Then you go to the front of the car. You go to the front of the car and you'll see a small little latch right here. Okay, let me see if I can zoom in. It's kind of hard to see it, but trust me, there's a little latch right here. Let me see if I can zoom in. Right there, see? So you're gonna pull it up, all right? You're gonna pull it up and then lift the hood up. You might gonna need 2 hands, okay? But I did it one. So once you get this up, all right, you need to put because the hood won't sustain itself, right? Most cars have. Okay, I guess we're just gonna talk about this one. So this one has the little lash right here, right? And it's gonna go in this hole where it has an arrow right there. So you take it out, all right? You take it out, and you insert it. You insert it in that hole, just like that. See? Pretty simple. All right, this is where a lot of people make mistakes, and you don't want to make this mistake, okay? So, 90% of the cars, all right, the oil, I guess the oil, I forget what this is called, but this the oil stick, right, it's going to be yellow, right? The transmission is going to be red. So, the yellow one is to check your oil, okay? And then the cap to put in the oil, it's going to be right here on top for this Corolla, okay? So all you do is twist it out. I usually just twist it open. Oh, this one's hard. Give me a second. I'm going to set up the camera real quick. So I usually open it because it helps flush out, and also every part that I move or take out, I usually put in a spot that I'm not gonna miss to put it back on. Okay, so I take out so the air can go through it once I open the plug in the bottom. My dad showed me how to do it like that, and that's how I do it. Okay. So next video, I'm gonna show you how to take out the plug from the bottom and drain the oil, okay? All right, this is what I was talking about. All right, see, right here, you have your engine, right? And over here, you have your transmission. So just make sure you're not taking this plug out right here, okay? I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little plug right here, and you don't want to take that out. That's the transmission plug, and you know, I'll probably make another video to change that. Right now, this car doesn't have enough miles to change the transmission oil, but we're changing today this babe over here. So right now, I will grab my tools and size up the tool to take this out, okay? And if I'm not mistaken, right here, I'll show you in a little bit when I change it. It's going to be the filter, okay? So let's change this right now. Make sure you have your oil pan right underneath. I usually move it out of the way take it out or unloosen it then I can loosen it with my hand, and then bring it in and unloosen it with my hand, and then all the oil will drip in the oil pan. Okay, so I put it in, and if it moves like this, you hear the sound, it's not good. Okay, it needs to be pretty decently tight. Go down to a 14. See, it's a little less wiggle. Okay, so this is probably going to be ours, the one that we use, but let's try the 13, see if it fits. Okay, 13 doesn't fit, so 14 is going to be. Okay, and this is so you guys can see. Okay, I already know which one to use, but try to give you guys a sample of how to do it. So I know that 14 fits, and this is the one to that we're gonna use to take out the knot. Okay, just remember, guys, this is really important. You don't want to tighten it. I don't know if they ever taught you this, but remember, lefty loosey, righty tighty, and it works both ways. So even if you're underneath, all right, just grab your tool, right? And let's say you're doing, oh no, man, this is righty tighty. So okay, we don't want to tighten it up because you're gonna screw it up. So let's change it and let's see, okay, lefty loosey. All right, so now I know that I'm going the right way. Okay, even though I'm facing up, because usually it'll be this way, right? Lefty loosey, right? Okay, so it's the same concept. So let's loosen it up. Okay, a lot of times it'll be like really tight, right? So what I do is I will put my hand there and just put my body into it, and then it'll loosen up. So once it loosens up, then I can do it with my hands. Okay, unscrew it. I bring the oil pan in and take out the rest. One thing that I did forget to mention is a napkin, right? Because you're gonna get oils in your hands, and you don't want to drip oil all over the place. So it's a good. So I push in a little bit, so I can control the oil, and then once it gets loosened enough, okay, that I know it's already leaking, I take it out. And see what I'm saying? See how it leaks out with your hands? So this is where I grab the napkin and clean it up. Okay. I usually clean the nut also pretty, you want to have it pretty decently clean. And I just put it like this in the floor. Okay, just like that. I put it in the floor. Not like this, but like that. Okay. Just wait till it drains completely. Yeah, I usually wait till it drains completely, until it starts like dripping kind of, and then I'll show you how to put the plug back in. One tip about putting the plug back in is not to tighten it like crazily hard, because you will mess it up. Okay, so it's just like a tight of the hand. So once it gets tight, right, just give it a little bit more, and that's it. And then I'll show you what to look for after, to see if it's leaking or not. Okay, but you do not want to tighten it too hard, because you will mess it up. All right, you will mess it up really bad, and then it's going to cost you hundreds of dollars to fix it. So you don't want to do that. So usually when it's about like that, I'll wait a little bit longer and go ahead and actually just put the plug back in. So let's wait a little bit longer. This shouldn't take you more than 10 to 15 minutes once you get the hang of it. The first time might take you a little longer, but after that, I usually do in between 10 and 15 minutes. Plug it back up. Just make sure if you do it with your hands, right? And just screw it in until you can't screw it in no more with your hands. This part is really important, okay? You want to be able to screw it in with your hands, and then once it gets pretty tight, then you come here and you clean it. right? I always clean it, every area I use. Okay, so once you clean it, remember what I said, righty tighty, lefty loosey, right? So right now we're loosey and we're gonna go tighty. So here, see right there, it's hard, right? I could go a little bit harder, but this is where I was telling you that you can mess it up, all right? This is the most important part, putting it back in. So you don't want to do it too hard where you mess up the thread. So you just want to go a little bit. So you go a little bit and then just tighten it a little bit. That's it. That's all it needs. It doesn't need any more. Okay? You don't want to put all your force on it. I could definitely put a lot more pressure, but it will break. You don't want to do that, okay? Just a little bit, and then, like I said, I always clean it. If I can clean the rest, I'll do it, but, you know, whatever. That's it. That's this part of the video. Next, I'm going to show you how to change the filter, which is right here. This car is really easy to change the filter. It's right here, and then we'll use that part that I told you that I bought from Walmart. All right, this is a little trick my dad showed me. Okay, I'll show you a little trick my dad showed me when he was teaching me how to do this. So you're gonna grab the same wrench that you used to take out the plug, right? And you're going to, I usually move this out of the way at first, right? But you're gonna use that same wrench, right? And then this is the plug, it goes right back here, right? The ratchet, and that should be it. So a lot of times you try to put it in, right? And it'll fit perfectly. But what I usually do is once I put it in, I grab the ratchet and I hit it just a little bit in the back, right? Just to get it in. And sometimes it works perfect. Sometimes if you can find a better one, I recommend doing it. See, so once you get it loose enough that you might be able to do it with your hand, just take the ratchet out and put the oil pan back in, the oil container right there, about right there, and then start loosening it with your hand. You are going to see more oil come out, and that's good, okay? This one has like a little place where you could put the filter right there, and you could just do it just like that. An important part here is, if you notice, these filters have a little ring, like oil ring right here, right? You have to make sure that this oil ring is not stuck inside here, all right? Just make sure, just look, okay, it's metal. You know that the oil ring's not there, because you don't want to put the old oil ring with the new oil ring, and it's gonna make it leak, okay? So a little trick my dad showed me is once you take the filter out, right? You grab a little bit of the oil, right? And then you spray it or put it around the ring right here, right? This is gonna help it get tight. This part you do it with your hand, okay? You don't need to tighten it really hard. You just tighten it as hard as you can with your hand, and that is gonna be all you need, okay? So at this point, like I always do, I showed you guys, I clean up, right? I don't want no oil leaking, and we're gonna push this away, and then we're gonna start tying with your hand. You do it as hard as you can with your hand. the tool that you use, you know. I recommend making a little piece of paper and just keep on tying it. And that should be good enough. Okay, that's if you don't have enough strength with your hands. Okay, then you could use that same piece. I usually take it out, and then put it and then just put it here and just give it one good turn, and that's it. All right, clean it all out. And that's it. Okay. So this concludes this part of changing the oil. You tighten your nut, you tighten this, and you should be good to go from the bottom. You don't need anything else from the bottom. So we're gonna be done right here. This is another part that I forgot to mention to you guys. You're gonna need a little scoop like this so you can put your oil in. Okay, you're gonna need that. One important thing is you don't want to, when you put in the oil in, you don't want to have the truck or the car lifted like that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring it down, okay, and that way we can keep on working. Okay, so you want to take the jack first. You don't want to leave that there. Okay, sometimes you have to lift it up a little bit, like I told you. It does go down, so you always want to have that protection, okay? If you want me to teach you how to use these hydraulic 2-ton jacks, eventually I could do a video just simply how to do that, and maintenance and all that you need for the jack. Go back up here. So once you get that down, now the car is leveled, and now you want to work on getting the oil in. I already know how much oil this car needs, so just check your manufacturer and see how much oil your particular car needs. Okay, this one I usually put 5 quarts. I have no issues. All right. Usually like around 4 quarts and a half, U.S. quart. Okay, I'll check the dipstick and see where I'm at. All right. So at this point, you're gonna need also the same one that you used. Okay, so you could check the dipstick. Okay, the dipstick is gonna be right here, this yellow thing. Okay. Make sure it's open. You put it in. All right. I usually hold it. Oh, you don't have to, but I usually hold it and then just pour it in. Okay. Another thing I want to mention is I'm not an expert in any of this stuff, okay? I don't have my certifications or anything like that. So this is just from experience of my dad teaching me, okay? So don't take any of this like a professional advice or anything like that. This is just me basically showing you guys how I do it, all right? If you guys want to mimic it, that's fine. I just just make sure that if you don't feel comfortable, or just go to a professional, okay? So usually I take the dipstick out, I clean it, okay? And then I stick it back in, take it out, and check to see where the line is. See, right now it's like around right here. So we want to put some more oil. If you put a little bit more, it's not a big deal, okay? So don't get afraid if you go a little bit over. All right, like I said, this one usually takes about 5 quarts. The manufacturer might say a little bit less, but I always put at least 5 quarts in it, and that's just me. A good little trick is to call like AutoZone or whatever mechanic part place you have and be like, hey, I have this car, how many quarts does it take? And because I want to buy it, and then they'll tell you, hey, oh, it takes 5 quarts, and then you can just do that. Okay, so like I said, I always clean it first before I even and then stick it back in, take it out, and that way you can see it's already in this little circle right here. Okay, do one more time. And that's where you want to have the oil. The oil should be like around right here. Okay, that's where you want to have it. So at this point, we're basically done, but there's a little couple of things that you want to check for. Okay, first, make sure everything's back in. So you want to put this back. Like I said before, you don't want to always tighten it as hard as you can. Just you know, a little bit, and that's about it. Okay. So once it gets here, little twist, that's good enough. So at this point, you're basically done, but we want to keep on checking, right? You don't want to know, you don't want to start driving and everything's leaking and you don't even notice because you didn't tighten it hard enough or anything like that. So what I do from here is I turn the car on because the filter is right now it's empty, and you want to make sure that the filter that we put underneath the car, okay, that it has oil in it. So right now, once you turn the car on, the engine starts moving and oil goes in there, and you might need more oil in your car. So right now, I know with 5 quarts, usually with my car, right, I know 5 quarts is enough to fill up the oil filter and to have enough oil that it measures the right measurement. Okay, so we're gonna go in the car and we're gonna turn the car on. Let it run in for a minute, okay, real quick, and you'll see, like, if you'll notice in a little bit how because right now see right there, the maintenance required light's on. So I'm gonna show you how to take that one out. It's pretty simple, but you know. Anyways, let's go do the pre-checks, okay? So you're gonna come here. One of the pre-checks is make sure everything's on, nothing's leaking. Make sure you remember that's on, okay? Everything looks good, okay? The car is running. Now we're gonna go underneath, okay? Underneath the car, and make sure it's not leaking, right? You don't see any leakage in the floor, nothing is leaking. That means you tying everything right. The leaks are gonna be coming from the plug that we took out, okay? And the filter. So nothing is leaking in the floor. We're great. Now next video is gonna be me showing you how to take out the maintenance light on a 2018 Toyota Corolla. All right, this is the part where I'm gonna show you how to change or take out the maintenance requirement light from a 2018 Toyota Corolla. Okay, I'm pretty sure this all the way up to 2014 and to maybe a 19, it's the same way, and maybe even lower, but this is specifically for 2018, and you could try it for a 2014. I'm pretty sure it will work also, and probably lower. So the first thing you need to do is make sure that the trip is on trip A. So we're gonna click the odometer trip till it hits, and the car doesn't have to be on, okay? Just make sure you don't have to turn it on for right now, okay? So just make sure it's on trip A. We're gonna turn the car off, okay? And this part's gonna be a little hard because what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it in second position, which is it's gonna be, see, this is first position, this is second position, okay, where it says on. All right, so that's where we're gonna keep it. But before you do that, okay, you have to come over here and press this button, right? So I'm gonna kind of see if I could set up the camera so I could do everything at the same time. So I'm gonna turn it back on real quick on the on position, right? But just to make sure that I have a trip A. Okay, trip A is on. So we're gonna turn it off. We're gonna press this button, right? Press it down, put it on position on, right, that I showed you, and it's gonna blink. You gotta wait till all those little lines go away. Once all those little lights go away, boom, the light goes on. So now you turn off the car, right? Turn it back on, and this time I usually turn the car on completely. And it should teach you anything, I'll be more than glad. Just comment below and let me know if you like my videos. Give me a thumbs up, please, and subscribe. And if you can hit the little bell button, that'd be great. And I can do more future videos. So I appreciate you watching, and thank you.